Okay.
The warden starts jabbing his finger at me, talking about, you need to mind your fucking business. You don't tell my officers what to do and what not to do. He's like, well, I look at the camera every day, and I know if somebody's wearing their mask or not. Mm-hmm. I said, for one, I am minding my own business, because the last time this came down, several people died in this facility. I said, then on top of that, if you're saying while you're looking at your cameras, you know who's doing what. You just walked out of my unit talking to an officer that did not have a mask on.
Right.
I said it's a violation. It's a health and safety violation. I said your officers write us tickets for not wearing ours, but they're the ones who come in and out of this prison every day.
Yep.
And they're not wearing their mask in the prison. I said, from what I understand, they're not even doing the checks up there in the control center when they come anymore. No temperature checks, no nothing.
Mm-hmm.
So they're walking around here writing us tickets for violations while they're not even wearing theirs.
Right.
I said, well, you just need to shut up and mind your own business. I said, all right, you know what? I will mind my own business. So, a bunch of the inmates want to put a lawsuit together.
Okay. You guys know how to do that?
I'm going to write a grievance.
Okay. You guys know how to do that?
Well, that's part of what I was going to see, if you could talk to the Michigan Liberation or that one lady that wants people out of prison that are nonviolent offenders anyway.
Okay.
Because a lot of the stuff they do in here, they're keeping it hush-hush from the public and from in here. Like, the people that were in here that died, a couple died in this facility, but a lot of them that left this facility died, and they said that they didn't die in here, they died in another facility. When this was ground zero for it the last time.
Right.
And they're doing the same shit they did last time. Like the social distancing and all that. But the place is overcrowded. Like, we have less than 4 feet per person for viable walking and sleeping space. Because there's so many people in here.
Isn't that illegal?
And the state's requiring 6 feet.
Right.
Huh?
Right. Isn't that illegal?
And the state is requiring... Yeah, it's illegal. And the state is requiring 6 feet of social distancing.
Right.
Now, even with the overcrowding, there's a certain percentage that each inmate is supposed to have for living space per inmate inside of incarceration.
Right, even without this virus going.
Due to the overcrowding.
Right. Damn.
So this is what I've got written up so far, but I was wondering if maybe you might be able to get a hold of some of them and let them know, because there's hundreds of inmates here that are willing to testify against what they're doing and all that.
Okay.
But this is what I got down so far that I'm putting together on 8/12/2020. I brought to the attention of Warden Schaefer and Assistant Deputy Warden Stone that the officers were not using the face mask that is required during this COVID-19 pandemic. It is also required that the inmates wear the mask provided by the MDOC to prevent the spread of the COVID-19 virus. If an inmate is found not to be wearing their face mask by an officer, the officer then writes a misconduct ticket, violation of rules, on the inmates.
Right.
When I brought this up to the Warden Schaefer and Assistant Deputy Warden Stone, I was told to shut my mouth and mind my business. It is a health and safety violation and a complete dereliction of duty. First rules of being a correctional officer is the protection of self and inmates. Due to overcrowding, inmates have less than 4 feet per person of viable walking and sleeping space. Social distancing requires 6 feet, and state law requires, which I don't have that footage of living per person. They're moving sick inmates from one housing unit they caught the COVID-19 virus into units with inmates that are not sick with the COVID-19 virus, causing the virus to spread from one unit to the other. That's what I'm working at right now.
Okay.
But I want to be.
I'm gonna contact Michigan Liberation and also that attorney. I'm also gonna contact the ACLU because they're typically the ones that handle these kind of cases.
Right. Because now what I can do is I want to make sure I got if you're on board or not before I start it. But I plan on putting in a grievance on the warden and the assistant deputy warden and sending it straight to Lansing.
Okay.
But I want to make sure that, because then Lansing has to review it and not here where they can just throw it away and discipline me. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But I want to have the address and the contact information of whoever the other inmates here can get a hold of or place their complaints and tell them what's going on around here to whichever lawyer, whoever it is that we're going to have contact with.
Okay.
But in order for me to do that, I need that. If you're on board and you have somebody that agrees to do it, then I need their information so that I can give it to the heads of the different organizations in here so that they make sure that the people that are under them do what they're supposed to do.
Okay.
That means the heads of the Melanics, the Mobites, the G's, the fucking.
What does that mean? That each and every one of them would be writing a letter as well?
Yes.
Okay.
And each and every person within their organization. See, what I'm going to do is, because I can't go around and do individual person to individual person, because that'll never work. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull all the heads together, like I did when we did the hunger strike.
Okay.
And I'm going to talk to them and have them on board, and then they're going to be responsible for making sure that they pick up all the letters and pass out the information to their people and getting it done that way. Because then if they don't follow along with their group says it's supposed to do, then they get violated by their own people. Okay,
I see what you're saying. You're saying the kind of accountability is different.
Right.
Okay.
I can control more of the population by just controlling the heads.
Right. Yeah. I'll make a call tomorrow. I want you to be careful. I want you to be careful though, because it's way too easy for them to just take you out of the game completely.
Well,
I don't think it's worth all that.
You told me to stand for something or nothing at all.
True.
So
that's true.
Take your pick. The only thing I know that they're gonna do is that they'll come and start shaking my area down. They might ride me out. You know what I'm saying? Any number of little petty shit like that. But once I get the ball rolling,
or not give you a parole, or not give you a parole.
So what? They gotta let me go in 3 years anyway.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I have my max date, February 6th or something like that, or 2005 or 2025.
Yeah.
It sucks.
That's 5 years.
I mean, yeah, but I'm already got to do 2 of those by the time I'm ready to get out anyway.
I thought it was another year and a half, and it's already been 6 months.
It is.
So exactly. It could be a year. Right.
And it'll be basically at the end of 2024. Because it's only 60 days into 2025, so I don't even count 2025.
Got you.
But
yeah, 2/26, 2025.
They keep doing what they want. You know what I'm saying? The CO even said that they stopped taking temperature checks and all that shit from the COs when they come in. Yeah. You know what I mean? So they haven't really gave a fuck. Now the COVID-19 is back in here. Where do you think it came from?
Right.
From
it didn't come from inside. Right. You can't say it came from. You can't say it came from the inmates when it started outside the prison system.
Exactly. We ain't getting visits or nothing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Them doing their due diligence and then turning around and making us pay for it, making it seem like it's our fault.
Right.
And making us pay the consequences. People that have programs that they're supposed to be doing in order to get a parole, there hasn't been no programming whatsoever. since this freaking COVID shit happened. So guess what these people get? Flops. Because they can't do their programming.
That's fucked up.
Yeah, exactly.
So they're supposed to, when they're supposed to be paroling more people.
Right. But see, it's good for them because there's no visits. It cuts down on a lot of their staffing shit that they have to do.
Yeah.
A lot of the
plus they get more federal funding because the longer you guys are stuck in there, the more money they get.
Exactly, and since they took away
in the pay, they get paid $50,000 per fucking head. They're not spending even half of that on an inmate per year. So where the fuck's all that money going? It's being pocketed.
Look, there was a guy that was supposed to go home yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
Yesterday, they tested him, and all of a sudden he's positive. So guess what? He went to he was one of the ones they rode over to Cotton. And now he's not allowed to go home until he tests positive.
You mean negative
for COVID.
Wow.
He's not allowed to leave.
And that's a 30% false positive rate.
Yeah.
Me and Mackenzie were just talking about that today. Wow.
Like they came in here with the National Guard and they tested all of us.
Mm-hmm.
You know, saying a whole bunch of us tested positive one day. 2 days later, we tested negative. How does that work?
Right.
And then some of the other guys, they tested them again, and they tested positive again.
That's fucked up.
But I mean, like, there's a lot of sick people in here. They're old people and shit like that. When they catch this virus and they got asthma, they're dead.
Yeah.
And they're taking them from, like, say the two guys came from this unit, they're taking them out of this unit, and instead of putting them in a unit that doesn't have anybody in it, which they have here.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Instead of putting them in a unit where there is nobody, they're taking them and putting them in another unit where there's nobody sick.
It sounds to me like they're purposely trying to make everybody sick.
Whatever. Well, in here, they don't seem to give a fuck. And then they want to take your blood 2-3 times, and they want to keep taking your DNA and all that shit. Man, they're doing some bullshit. Like, I've already got my paperwork stating that I'm cleared after I was swabbed 3 times, got my blood taken twice, got like 5 vials each time they took my blood.
Damn.
And now
you have 1 minute remaining.
But yeah, if you're on board with that, and I can get the hookup from them for like where these guys can write to or get a hold of,
right?
And this, that, and the other thing, then I can get the ball rolling. But I figure it'd be something that you'd be able to make some more contacts with, and it's something you can also put in your portfolio.
Right. Okay.
Because you were talking about doing something for that, and if you wanted my help, here's the way we can help.
Okay. Yeah.
It's the same lady that wants to have nonviolent people cut loose, give them back good time and shit like that.
That's the same chick I wanted to hire to do your paperwork.
Hi, Dad.
Well, you can also tell her, "Hi, baby, I love you." You can also tell her that there's a freaking guys here trying to do a lawsuit.
Okay. Will do.
See what she says.
Okay. I love you.
I love you. I'll talk to you tomorrow. Make sure you have that written down for me tomorrow night so I can go and start giving it out to these guys and get shit rolling.
I'll see what I can do.
Thank you for using GTL.